To me, enough is enough. They just wanna hurt us, bring us down, bring us down. Enough is enough. We won't let them hurt us, bring us down, bring us Enough is enough. You won't bring us down. Bring us down. Enough is enough. They just wanna hurt us. Bring us down. Bring us down. Enough is enough. We won't let them hurt us. Bring us down. Bring us down. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Is enough. Is enough. Enough. Showing themselves, so I deny you. Devil, God, heaven and hell. There's my death in those deep.
Hey guys, welcome back to Queen of the Indies Corner with another episode of Under the Ropes. I'm your host as always, the Queen of the Indies, Tiffany. And today I got my good friend Danny Darko. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm ready to do this. This is definitely one that I was like, okay, we need to make this happen. I was like, so I'm
Wow.
glad you're here. Definitely. I got a lot of I got some camera action going on here on our layout over here, taking some pictures, pretty much here. But guys, if you're new here to the Under the Rope series, here I interview everything independent wrestling, whether it's wrestlers, promoters, backstage, refs, photographers. I got you covered. If you guys got questions for Danny, please feel free, drop it into the chat. I'm sure he'll be more than happy to answer all of your questions. So
Yeah.
tell everybody a little bit about yourself that maybe people are not as familiar with you like I am. So just give everybody a little background.
Okay, so being that I'm kind of literally everywhere, to those who don't know me, my name is Danny. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I am a photographer, who just happened to stumble his way into the wrestling world. Um, I'm a big fan of wrestling sports, so that kind of just worked out. I'm a big geek. I'm pretty cool, I guess. There's this common thing where people are like, "Oh, I didn't want to bother you. Just fucking say hello to me." Like, it's okay. But yeah, it's so hard talking about myself. But yeah, I do photos and stuff and video too.
Definitely. He's
That's
got the
that's me,
cool
yeah.
stuff. He's got some cool stuff, which we're gonna get into it, all that good stuff there. But yeah, so I was asking this because there's always fans that and they want to get into photography. Obviously,
Hmm.
even me, being a podcaster, I have a good camera or whatever, but obviously nothing like you guys or whatever. So I do my
Oh,
podcast at shows, and I have a little Nikon going on here and everything. What's a good camera you would recommend for a beginner? Maybe a little more into more immediate, for getting a little more into details if they want to shoot at shows.
so with that, there's a saying, not verbatim, but the best camera is the one you have in your hands. Yeah, and I know there's a lot of technical jargon and things that will make the photographing of indies hard or just events hard, lighting and all that. But I would say the first thing is just whatever camera you have. So if you're just trying to get into it, even outside of sports or wrestling, if you have a camera, just bring it with you. 9 times out of 10, I have my camera with me, even if I'm going on a small little trip or whatever. because similar to like wrestling and sports, the outside world is always moving, always changing. And you can't really tell people like, hey, stop. Let me take a photo of you. I mean, you can, but I'm saying like passerbyers and cars and stuff, things that are moving fast. So that would be my advice. Just do it, literally. Indie promotions are pretty cool with you bringing cameras in there. A lot of times they just want more content. Just bring your camera and just, the key thing is if you love it, like if you love the sport or if you love taking photos and just do it and it'll show. I think that's like it's really hard to kind of give advice because there's different avenues. Like the way I got into this, I want to say it's luck.
Hmm.
Yeah, I just happen to know people who allowed me to do my thing, and then from there, I guess the vision and what I was trying to put out and my passion and whatever, I guess that got me to where I'm at now. But yeah, just do it, bring your camera and just like try to immortalize it the way you see it. There's no right or wrong way to do it. I mean, there are people at a higher level that might tell you you're doing it wrong or this and that, but at the end of the day, nobody can fake like the heart or the eye. And you can have a film camera, you can have a point and shoot, or you can have like to be honest, I don't even really have a big, huge, like big boy camera per se. I mean, my camera's really good and it's up there with some of those, but like, if you've seen my camera and
Yeah.
like if I compared it to like some other people's shit,
Hmm.
like my thing is small.
Right.
But yeah, so just like do it. That's really my best advice.
Definitely. I
Yeah.
just went down to Georgia this weekend
Uh-huh.
and I had my camera and I'm like, this thing's expensive. I was like glued to it. I was so afraid to like travel with it because I just feel like I spent so much money on my
I
camera. I'm so
Yeah,
afraid.
that's definitely the tough part. I mean, I don't do you have your camera on you or are you using it to like film this? Or are you just using a
No,
webcam
it's
for this?
it's in the other room. It's packed. She's done. She's
So,
packed nicely. Like
okay,
she's inside.
next show you got to bring it.
Yeah,
That's another thing too. Like if you're at all these shows, just bring it.
I know. I usually
Even
do.
okay, cool. Yeah, like don't hesitate to like take photos. I mean, like they don't. I don't know. You just do it and see how if you're having fun, capture the moment,
Yeah.
even if it's not for like a professional thing or whatever. Just make those memories. You got the camera, you might as well use it.
Yo,
And
I
then
I think we all need bigger hard drives.
oh my God. So ironically enough, I am at wow. So I have two externals, one like 12 gigs, the other one no, not gigs, sorry, terabytes.
Mhm.
The other one is like 4 or 8 or something like that, or it may be 12 altogether, and then
Right.
two with my laptop. I'm
Right.
running low. Like I need a new hard drive, otherwise I won't be able to shoot wrestling anymore.
Yeah.
It's that crazy.
It's nuts. And those files, they're big. They really are. It's
Yeah.
crazy. So definitely hear about that. So give us a little bit more of like, like how you kind of like stumbled into wrestling. Where did you like start? Give us a little more detail.
Okay, so I technically got my start at House of Glory. Um, I know a couple people there, go way back with them. I don't want to name drop because I don't want to seem like that dude, but you probably know. But so there's some people there that like sort of got me in the door.
Hmm.
I know House of Glory is pretty chill with like I mean, you could bring your camera regardless. They don't
Right.
care. Like, but so I started doing, I did like two LPW shows. That's like their student
Hmm.
showcase. Funny story though, I actually had the permission to shoot ringside, but I didn't, for some reason, I didn't know.
Hmm.
And like after both shows, my dude was like, yo, you could have shot ringside. I was like, oh, but yeah, I was moving around close enough. Anyways, so that's kind of how I got my start with them.
Hmm.
Um, I did two LPW shows and then I did like House of Glory and that was like my first ringside. Well, technically my first ringside experience was a week before that. It was at like IWA in Jersey,
Hmm.
90 degrees outside. It was like August.
Hmm.
Uh, one of the hottest things I've ever did, but it was fun. I like that's one thing about me. Like I don't really mind any of the elements or whatever. It could be hot, it could be, like fucking uh light tubes and all that like just when you're in the thick of it you don't really feel it
Right.
you're having fun but so yes I did the IWA show The week after that, House of Glory High Intensity 2023.
Right.
And that was like, to me, that was like mind blowing. Like one of my first shows, I'm shooting Tanahashi and Matt Cardona and Masha Slamovich and, Charles Mason and, who else was there? Isaiah Cassidy was there and Super Crazy was there. So it was just pretty mind blowing, like all these names. And then it just kind of, I did House of Glory a lot because that was the one that I had access to. And then I got into I got a gig at MLW. Well, not really a gig. They let me do my thing ringside for like a show in New York. It was like December that 2023. And I did that show. It was cool. Had a great experience. I got to shoot Rocky Romero, Satoshi Kojima, Tom Lawler, another like long list of names, Maki Ito. My first time shooting Janai Kai. And who else? Who else was there? It was somebody else that was like holy. I got to shoot Alex Kane for the first time. And I did that show. I hit them up for the show for January in Philly. I was like, hey, I'm down to, come through if you guys, if I could shoot ringside. And they said, yeah. So they put me in a hotel with one of my dudes. They hit me up that same day after I hit them up. They was like, hey, we'll pay you for the show. I was like, okay, cool. I did that show. And so the thing that sucks too, that show I skipped House of Glory for,
Mm-hmm.
which House of Glory is like my home.
Right.
And I was kind of sad because like I think Ace Austin and Chris Bay were there. I'm a big Bullet Club
Mm-hmm.
fan. Cruel was there. I've been like Cruel was eluding me for a long time. And it was like Josh Alexander. And I was like, damn, I'm gonna miss this show. But got to do MLW. And then that week after the MLW show, they had hit me up. They're like, hey, are you free for these dates?
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, we want to take you as our like main guy. And so it's literally, dude, I just like stumbled upon
Yeah.
like it's like there's a I don't know if there's a meme, but I have this vision of like a maybe a Simpsons clip or something like that,
All
where just like
right.
somebody just walks in and all of a sudden they're working there. It's just like, okay, so I'm the definition of whatever that is.
I love that for you. I just had Alex Kane on the podcast last week. I
I
sent you the clip.
saw,
I sent you the
yeah.
clip that he was like, "That's my dude. I love him," and it's like,
Alex has been nothing short of amazing to me. Working with him at MLW was like one of my highlights. Unfortunately, we've only worked one other show that wasn't MLW.
Mhm.
We recently had got let go a couple months ago or something like that, or actually, it's been a while. But he's great. I mean, all of the Boomaye, like him, Thomas, Bougie, and O'Shea when he was in there. All those guys are
Yeah,
sweethearts. Yeah.
they're great. I just saw Alex, and then I went down to action. So see, now you got to go down to action. You got to go down to Georgia. Uh,
Oh, let me tell you. So when I was out in MLW, I was talking to the guy that ran their show.
mhm.
And he was like, "Yeah, if you're ever
Matt
around." The
Griffin.
problem is
Yeah.
I don't have a car and I'm not balling out like that to fly out there, but trust me, I love to do action. I kind of got to shoot them when they were at like Ring of Honor. They did that
The
like
Dean show.
yeah, that was
Yeah.
fun.
So yeah, Matt Griffin. We love you, Matt Griffin. Just saw him. You guys watched that video, the Indie Talks that I just dropped on the vlog that I just did on that show. So always love for him. So
Yeah.
um so do you remember, this is always like a fun question, do you remember your first like independent show that you went like as a fan?
So this is kind of interesting because I've been a wrestling fan for a long time. I was, just like everybody else, WWE, WWF,
Mm-hmm.
WWE, WCW, kind of fell off. I'm not gonna say because like I was too cool or any of that. I just
Life.
stopped watching. I probably want to attribute that to not having cable for a long period of time.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I started hanging out at a tattoo shop by where I live at, and two of the guys there, they used to wrestle at some capacity, and I started to understand more about like how wrestling works outside of like heel versus face. It wasn't just good guy versus bad guy anymore. And at that time, like WWE was like, it was when I started watching that again, we had like Zack Ryder, Dolph Ziggler, who's hands down, Dolph Ziggler is him, Sting, those guys are like up there. Him, Bryan Danielson, that whole class. And I started to see how talented they were. And how they didn't get pushed for whatever reason. But anyway, so I knew like at that time too, the indie scene was like there, but it wasn't that big. This is like 2014.
Hmm.
Um, Fast forward, I found out about New Japan. That changed my life. Still, I didn't realize how big the indie scene
Hmm.
was or like how accessible it was. Then I started to like kind of I knew of House of Glory, but I didn't really know it.
Hmm.
Um, Actually, I kind of really like I think it became a reality to me when I had met Midas at Comic-Con like 2019, and we had started talking because we took some pictures and shit, and then like he's like, "Yo, do you know Charles?" And I'm like, "Charles who?" He shows me, and I was like, "No fucking way." I'm not gonna go into that whole story, but yeah, like that was insane to me. So then, I started to see like, oh, House of Glory is it's a big deal. Always wanted to go, just never for whatever reason. I guess I didn't have the money. So I would say my first indie show was 2021 or two.
Hmm.
It was I think it was a high intensity show. Me, Kayla, and Chris went. Chris is my brother, and
Hmm.
that was the night that Charles Mason beat Low Key for the Crown Jewel title,
Right.
and I think that was a main event was the Briscoes versus United Empire.
Hmm.
So that was pretty cool. It was Jeff Cobb and TJP.
Hmm.
So that was like my first like indie show.
Hmm.
I did go to the New Japan Ring of Honor at the Garden.
Hmm.
So that's kind of like not really independent, but
Yeah.
it's not WWE.
Hmm.
So yeah, I would say like House of Glory was my first, and then I still didn't know how big like the indies were. Like I knew I had an idea, but I didn't see it till like I started shooting, and then all of a sudden we have House of Glory, ETU, GCW, MLW. You could go on and on. New Fear
Yeah.
City. Like there's literally promotions. I mean, this year alone, I shot like 16 different promotions.
Wow.
Like, so you start to see how like big it
Yeah.
is. And I want to attribute a lot of the boom of the indie scene. So like COVID and AEW. Because like, obviously COVID, we had nothing else to watch but wrestling because it was all
Right.
basketball, football. And then, like with AEW, they let their big stars go to the indies. So, like you're not really used to seeing like guys on top of the card like
Right.
in your local, promotion, and now here they are. So like but yeah, so I would say House of Glory is probably my first indie, which is pretty funny, full circle.
Yeah, right. That's amazing. That's amazing. But look,
Yeah.
like this is why I focus on the independent scene because there's so much out there and there's so much, contributing to the
Hmm.
indies and it's all over the place. And
Yeah.
it's crazy. Where have you like traveled outside of like New York and like, you know?
So I've been in these last couple years. I mean, a lot of it's because of MLW. Like,
Mhm.
thankfully, like I travel with them, but I've been to on this wrestling journey, I've been to Connecticut, a couple different spots in Massachusetts. I've been to Atlanta, Chicago, um, Cleveland, excuse me, Tampa. We're going to South Carolina in a couple weeks, which is pretty fire. I've been to LA, and Jersey, obviously.
It's not that far.
No, no, no. I mean, it's kind of crazy though. Like, you go to like the Mecca from where I live at, it's like
Mhm.
$100 cab ride.
Yeah.
So it's like good thing I get rides there, but it fucking sucks.
Yeah,
But
it's crazy.
it's crazy how close but not close it is.
Hmm.
But yeah, so those are like where I've been so far. Yeah, so like South Carolina is gonna be like the newest spot for me, which is pretty cool because I've never been there. I mean,
Hmm.
I've drove through,
Yeah.
but
You
never
haven't.
actually been there, so it's gonna be pretty dope.
That's gonna be cool, especially if you like see like fans from like different states and stuff like that too, and like being in energy at different places. Like I talk about like Limitless Wrestling, that I always say that's like the fans, it's outrageous. Me going down to Georgia is like, wow, like everybody's
Yeah.
like so nice. We're from New York, it's like
Yeah, we're a bunch of assholes. Yeah.
we really have that stigma.
I think that's maybe why people don't like to talk to me because they like, oh, he's a New Yorker, he's a dickhead. But no, it's like, yeah, no, I get it. Like, we're just so like get to point A to point B. We don't want to be
Yeah,
bothered, none of that. Hey, neighbor, which I
yeah,
think we should change. That'd be kind of cool. But then
right.
also you invite like weirdos, so it's like
Yes.
damned if you do, damned if you don't situation.
We really are. Let's see, Ed in the chat. What's going on, Ed? Appreciate you. So my numbers are a little crazy on the program. So I don't know who's in here, who's watching. I don't know. There's like updates on that stuff going on too. So sorry,
Oh,
but
I don't even know. It's
so
all a surprise to me.
it's wild. So the world of podcast land of like I don't know. There's been so much going on today with like the internet with different and me talking to other people like this program's down, this site's down, this so
Yeah, so my brother works for Amazon and
yup, they're
they were
down.
down and I heard the PlayStation Network was down, but I've been editing all day, so that's a
Hmm.
good thing. Yeah, hey. I think Starbucks was down according to
Jeez.
Brett Lauderdale.
Wow. Well, at least we get to do this podcast right now. So if I'm missing out on
Yeah.
anything, I'm sorry. Like the program's not really showing me how many people are in the thing. I think I have to manually go into everything. So, but
Hey,
that's
you know
okay.
what? It might be a blessing in disguise because people can't do other things, so they have to be here. So,
See, come here, come hang out. If you're listening to this later, leave us some love. We'd appreciate all that stuff as well. So, what has been some of your favorite matches that you got to photograph?
shit. So there's a lot where like as I get asked this a lot too, like where, I'm shooting, am I actually like, do I get to, like enjoy it?
Yeah.
And as a fan, like I'm pretty sure you've seen me react to
Hmm.
like hits and stuff like that. Like I am very much engaged. So it's just like, um, I also too like when I shoot, I don't use the viewfinder.
Hmm.
I use the screen because
Hmm.
I feel like I'm more. There's another reason for that too, but I so there's been some matches that I would call like one of my favorites, and I'm gonna go back to him again. Seems like a reoccurring theme, but Charles Mason versus Carlos La Sombra.
Hmm.
So as long as I've known him for every time I shot him, because we he wrestles in New York, we can't bleed over here. They're very, the commission sucks.
Hmm.
So every match I'm like, hey, you gonna bleed? You gonna bleed? He's like, I want to, but so that was like the perfect match because I think SmackDown was in the Barclays Center, I
Hmm.
think that
Hmm.
day too. So it was like one of those things where like all the big commission people were over there. So that would have to be one of my favorites. That was like the first time I saw like a good amount of blood and I got a lot of crazy shit. Uh, any time I got to shoot Minoru Suzuki, like just so fucking insane. Like a little side story. While he was working at MLW, I had told him I was like, hey, if you ever want to like hit me, go for it. He looked at me like, are you sure? And then I was fortunate enough to GCW Connecticut a couple months ago, Top Play. They had this it was a trios match between it was Marcus Mathers, and then Young Dumb and Broke, Alex Price and Jordan Oliver
Hmm.
versus Billy Stark, um, Megan Bain,
Hmm.
and
Oh
I
man.
think Miu was on their team too.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that match, like when you're there and you're watching it, you're like it felt like everything went perfect. It almost felt like what you call it, like you watched a match that was filmed.
Right.
That like they were able to cut and do things over, but it was live, and you feel that, and everybody was talking about it throughout the day, and then you start to hear like, this was like possible match of the year on the Indies, and so I think that was one of them because it's like and also too because it's a trios match, there's six people in the ring, so much shit's going on, you're gonna miss a lot of stuff, but you're just so like engaged in it.
Yeah.
So I think that um, there was a couple of Santana matches. Him winning the title against Cardona. That's a big match.
Hmm.
I think him versus Red ha had to be because that's also one of those matches where like Red's not gonna win from like
Yeah.
wrestling logic,
Of course.
but you felt like he was gonna win. Like there was a couple of falls where like he might actually fucking win the world
Yeah.
title. So I think that was one of them. Um, and then just like, yeah, a lot of sporadic moments here and there, but I think those would be like my highlights. Also Nick Nemeth. So it was Nick Nemeth and I think Hijo de Vikingo in House of Glory. And like I said before, Nick Nemeth is like he's my guy.
Hmm.
Like I watched him in WWE for all those years and I'm like, why is he not on top?
Yeah.
And there was a period of time where he started coming out to no music and it kind of seemed like he was on his way out. And I'm like, this is like kind of shortly after Cody left. So I'm like,
Right.
dude, if Cody killed it, imagine what he would do.
Right.
He ended up re-signing, and I was like, fuck, but good on him. But getting to shoot him like ringside, I don't think I was ever nervous.
Hmm.
Like I get nervous before the shows, but once the bell rings, I'm good.
Hmm.
Um, I was nervous. I was like, I felt it, like my heart was racing, and I've never felt that before.
Aw.
Like, and so I think that was one of them. And I would have to say, like shooting the Hardys. It didn't dawn on me at first when they announced it. I was like, oh, it's dope, the Hardys, that's sick.
Yeah.
As the show gets closer, I'm like, dude, I'm gonna fucking shoot the Hardy Boys. Like, so that was pretty sick. But yeah, there's a lot of different moments here and there.
Yeah.
Like I just take all of this and I just genuinely like love every second of it, you know. There's a
Yeah.
lot of times like well I'll just stop in the middle of a match and be like, yo, I'm here, you know? Like it's a dream, man. Like in another lifetime I might be in the ring there,
Hmm.
but I'm allergic to the gym, so yeah, I don't like working out. So, and I understand there's a lot of, preparation that goes into your body and mind to become a wrestler. So I will live vicariously through what I do. But don't be surprised one day if you see me get put through a table or something like that.
Wow, look at that. Look
That's a
at
dream. That's a dream, and I'm not even being sarcastic.
putting it on notice here. And it's funny because right when I went live, there is a tweet, fan tweet from Amy. Shout out to Amy, another photographer. She goes, ask Danny if he'd take a power bomb, asking for a friend.
100%. 100%.
Oh God.
Um, I I would take a power bomb, I would take a suplex, yeah. Put me through a table. Um, so funny story. It was an MLW show at New York, and so Cruel had just finished a match, and he's doing he's leaving the ring, climbs over walks over the rope, but he trips, and because he's Cruel, he can't look dumb. He has to so he turned around and like looked at the first person and just chased him down, and it happened to be the older photographer that we have sometimes,
Okay.
George. George is a legend, by the way. That's a crazy that I work with him. But he like legit like chased him down and like so I was like, dude, was that on purpose or was that like no, I was like, was that planned or did you just like ad lib that? He's like, nah. And I was like, he's like, it was like he had to play it off. So I was like, shit. And I was like, damn, I'm kind of jealous. And he goes, listen, if that was you, I would have thrown you. I was like, I'm okay with that. But
Don't you just
yeah, I
love
felt
it when the wrestlers get us involved? Isn't it great?
I think the coolest thing about this is like the fact that like they trust me enough
Hmm.
to, like that like a lot of times like I like to one thing I like to do is like ask like, hey, is there something that I should look out for?
Hmm.
I'm pretty good at like capturing shit, but
Right.
because you could kind of see sometimes, but still, sometimes you want to put yourself in the right position. But a lot of times too, now they come to me and they be like, "Hey, listen, I got this spot, that I, try to capture." And I think that's pretty sick.
That's neat. That's
Yeah.
definitely neat. I love that. So, shout out to AGT Network in the chat. What's going on? Thanks for joining on in.
Also,
So,
shout out to Amy for the question. I don't know if I know who that is. Maybe I do.
you do. You know.
I do?
Yes.
Hold on. I gotta do my research. Was this on Twitter?
Yes. Yes, it's under
Okay.
it's under the tweet. So, I didn't want to pull like full name.
Sorry,
Uh
my brain
yeah.
is small right
So
now.
you're good. You know Amy. So, it's been a while since I've seen Amy. So, thanks so much for the love. So, now he's going to go dig.
Yeah, I gotta make sure like I feel like an asshole, so I don't want to feel like an asshole.
Hey Faith, Faith's in the chat. She goes, "Hey
Oh
Tiff,
my
hey
God,
Darko,
Faith.
what's going on?
I
Much
feel like I
love."
haven't seen Faith in a long time, and I probably saw her like 2 weeks ago.
Probably right.
If I
Was
don't
it?
see her
What
like twice a
was?
week, then that's a problem.
What was that? ECU. So we were talking the other day. We were talking about that. She's like, "I need to be at another show with you," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm a little dangerous around the wrestlers. Like, wrestlers love to use me as props. It just happened to me the other day that the fans were like, 'You're dangerous. I'm not sitting with you anymore.'"
Hey, that's the best. Oh, Amy, hi. Okay, yeah, I know.
It clicked.
Okay.
It finally clicked. So love
Yeah, because
that.
sometimes you know people just by their handles, and it's
Yeah,
like
of
I don't
course.
like that. I also
Yeah.
try to make it my like thing to like
Hmm.
um know people's real names,
Hmm.
especially like with the wrestlers, because like last thing I want is to like see Mystico in the airport and hey say yo what up Mystico, and then all of a sudden people are taking photos of him without his mask and shit. You know how like
Right.
the whole lucha thing is just like so I just like to know people's names, you know.
Definitely get that. So, Fate said it's been like a month, but I miss you.
That's too long. It has to be like at least twice a month.
See? See?
Yeah.
And then she says, I'm sitting with you for that. See, people just want to sit with me for the chaos, you know? Like,
See, that's the kind I feel like if I'm at a wrestling show, I want to get blasted with something. You know, like I want beer spilled on me. You know, like if you're not down with that, then it's just like why are you there? It's like when you go to a concert and you're in the mosh pit and you get mad that like people are pushing up on you. Like
yeah.
you're in the crowd, like get a
Yeah.
fucking
What
seat
do
or
you
something.
expect?
Yeah.
Bring on the chaos. If you can't handle the
Yeah.
chaos, what are you doing at this show right now?
Yo,
Like,
like I'm still waiting to get like blasted with something like GCW on last Sunday. I like kneed on a piece of glass
hmm.
and I was like, "Yes, I'm finally fucking bleeding. Let's go."
So we got Matt Applin in the chat. He goes, well, shit. Sup, Danny?
Hey.
There we go. I guess it's working now. Like, I don't know if I could see, like, the numbers going on here because, like, it's just being silly. But like I said, we're just, we're blaming everything that's going on in the
It's
internet and
the
all these
deep
things.
state.
Yeah.
No.
So, it is what it is. So, all right, we're manifesting right now. Are there some matches that you would love someone to book? We're putting it out there. So, promoters, listen.
Oh, there's one match and I can't like this is like it probably won't ever happen but it's
No, we're
something that like
manifesting.
well this one I'll tell you about it later. This one is like super secret. But let me
Okay.
see who oh Charles Mason versus Moxley. Like that.
Yes.
So I have a picture of Charles from I think the last show.
Right.
And like I was watching a Moxley match and I'm like, bro, you guys are like the same fucking person. Like the way they're built and like, but that would be and I feel like he's building to that, so
Yeah.
that's cool. I mean he's fought a lot of people in that realm.
Yeah.
And I think Moxley would be like a good final boss. There's a lot. There's so many
Yeah.
combinations. I mean, uh shit, yeah, I just want to shoot like Kenny Omega ringside. Like that's put Kenny against anybody.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, give him actually, okay, this match has happened before, but I'm so mad I didn't get to shoot it. Is Suzuki versus Yoshihiko. I don't know if you know who
Hmm.
Yoshihiko is,
Hmm.
but I unironically Kota Ibushi versus Yoshihiko is my favorite wrestling match all time. And when I say that, when I say like a wrestler fighting a blow up doll is like my all-time favorite
Hmm.
wrestling match, like you would think that I'm like, oh, I got scared. I thought I hit something. I saw a little palm with a circle. I was like, oh shit. But yeah, so like that right there, because to me it showed me like obviously it's stupid, right? But it really shows you how deep wrestling is.
Yeah.
Because you can't just like so if me and you are fighting, right? We were
Right.
having a wrestling match. If you're putting moves on me or I'm putting moves on you and that's it, there's no fun in that.
Right.
You have to like be able to take the move and there's a lot more like, nuance and stuff that goes into it. But I think anybody against the blow up doll would be fun. But I
Yeah.
think like it's tough because I've shot so many different things and I feel like now like everything outside of WWE is open.
Right.
Um, like I've got to shoot like I said, Nick Nemeth, I got to shoot the Hardy Boys, I got to shoot Kenta and so many different combinations of those wrestlers and it's great. Well, I
Yeah.
got to shoot Swerve a couple times, which is fucking sick. I got to shoot Mercedes. I will say I do need to, and this has nothing to do with like me being a guy and them being women, but I need to shoot more women wrestlers because I feel like in this industry, you get one women's match in the show and that's it.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's cool. So yeah, I would like to shoot. There's a lot of people on that list I would like to work with, like especially like on a ringside level, because shooting at AEW, doing like the sort of hard cam stuff
Yeah.
is great. But I feel like I'm ringside is my place,
Yeah.
but yeah, as far as like a dream match, I think Charles versus Moxley, like that's something that I shot him versus Kenta. I've shot him at New Fear City. Um, with him at a lot of the GCW shows. So like, what better way to see him get that like final boss than.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
If you're watching the audio version, like, come make sure you come to the video version of this podcast because I've been flashing some of his amazing work. So I know my friend April will go nuts. I know with some of the AEW stuff that you shot, like Kenny Omega,
Oh,
Hangman Page, like, I mean, Young Bucks. Let's go. Like, come
yo.
on. Like,
So let me tell you, Kenny Omega's fucking aura is insane. Like I've watched him for a while and just being that close to him and just the music and just him. And mind you, that was at like the 2300 arena, so that was like
right.
really small. But just him, oh my God, it's like something. I love Kenny.
Yeah.
Like I was I was joking. There was the last House of Glory show.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't gonna be there. And I was like, bro, if they book Kenny Omega, I'm just gonna kill myself. Like they were booking so many good people. I was like, that's gonna happen. But yeah, hasn't happened yet. So also Brian Danielson, man. Like
Yeah.
that's also I think me and him would get along, like on a personal level,
Yeah. Just like
because he
super
likes
nice
dick jokes.
guy.
I like dick jokes. Yeah. So
Love that. Love
yeah.
that. So, all right, we got to talk about like the vlogs that have been going on, like your video packages, all that great stuff. Like, I mean, we've even seen like recently too, like you've done one with like CPA. Shout out to CPA. We love CPA here as well. So give us a little behind the scenes of like, you filming stuff, and then coming back and then editing everything together. How long does this take? Give us a little bit.
Okay. So well, before I go any further, yeah, shout out to CPA. That's one thing the wrestling world needs, more CPA. And I'm not just saying this because that's my dude, but like he I got to shoot him and Satnam Singh at Ring of Honor. We didn't even know if that match was gonna air. So I'm sitting on these photos and like when they finally aired the match, so happy. Um, but as far as the video process, like I think the hardest part for me is like finding a song.
Mhm.
Um, it's like sometimes I'll have a song idea in my head, but then when you start to like lay everything down for whatever reason, the song doesn't work. It like
Mhm.
it'll have like maybe some really cool parts, but then it maybe slows down too much, or it's too short, or the intro's too short. So that's probably the hardest part. Also too, I think when I'm shooting the show, it's like, do I film this moment or do I take a photo of this moment?
Mhm.
And that's like I could try to pull the stills from the video. The issue with that is I shoot like 24 frames per second,
Mhm.
and that creates like a lot of motion blur. And essentially like it gives you the what you see on movies, that kind of look.
Mhm.
And it's a lot harder to grab photos because 9 times out of 10 it's gonna be like, blurry in some parts. So that's like my biggest hurdle, really. Like even more so than like editing, it's just like, do I shoot this move or do I, photograph this move? And then like with the videos, like even though they're just like clips and highlights and it's okay if I leave things out, I still like the way I structure it is like I have the entrances and then I just keep the matches like in sort of like sequence
Mhm.
just because it's easier on me. Because if I start like breaking it up where like one match is here and it's just like all over the place, then like I'm just gonna go crazy with like my ADHD and what's the other word? What's the other word? Why is it oh my God, what's that word where you're like particular about things? It's like a disorder, but you're
Like OCD, like
OCD. There you go. I don't know why. There's a lot of times where I need to use things in context that I use every single day,
yeah.
and when I need to use it in the conversation,
When
I'm
you're on the
like,
spot, yeah.
where those?
These
Then I look
interviews
like a
are hard.
dummy.
You're live and you're caught on the spot. So
Now I'm a fraud. I'm a phony. But no. So like I think the hardest part is like I said, just trying to figure out what do I
yeah.
shoot, what do I record, and then the song. As far as like I don't like to use you've seen my stuff. Most people that know me here see my stuff, and it's mostly heavy shit. And I am into a lot of different music. But I just feel like with wrestling, it needs to be hard.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be like a fucking super screamy song, whatever. It just has to have like emotion and fast pace and stuff. Like kind of like kills me when like WrestleMania will have like nothing against the weekend, but the weekend will be like the main song for like WrestleMania. I'm like,
Hmm.
bro, come on, like this is WrestleMania, like go back to the days when they used like System of a Down and
Hmm.
shit or whatever, or like even NXT, at least they use like heavier songs
Yeah.
because I feel like that and like football.
Hmm.
I get so annoyed when you see like highlight packages and they're just playing the most like happy songs. Like, bro, and it's not even like ironic. Like I did a video for New Fear City where I used The Promise by When in Rome,
Mhm.
old 80s song, and it just worked because
Mhm.
like you look at New Fear City and they're just like balls to the
Yeah.
walls crazy shit, and you know what better way to flip that than just like give you a, like an 80s synth pop song.
Right.
But yeah, the music is like really that and the defining the stuff because like there'll be times where like I will have a song in my mind even through the editing process, and I'm just like, okay, this is cool, but then like the intro's not long enough or it's too long.
Right.
And yeah, and then there's the whole fucking copyright thing, but
Yeah. Pain in the
just
butt.
disclaimer, I make no money on this shit. Like 9 times out of 10, my videos go on Meta and it's like, yeah, they claimed all your ad revenue. So I'm like,
Like,
I get hyped
thanks.
when I get those like the $1.50 checks. It's crazy. Like I got these notifications and sometimes I'll make like good $7 to $10, very rarely, but there'll be those times where it's like, yeah, you made 85 cents.
Don't break the bank now, okay?
Yeah.
Don't
Shit,
break the
I'm
bank.
not gonna spend it all in one place. But overall they're like they're fun to make. I like
Mhm.
the like it's still a learning process. Like video is always something that I've always wanted to do and
Yeah.
I've always dabbled in. I think the camera I have now makes it easier to do that because
Hmm.
I literally have to just flip the switch
Hmm.
and it'll be saved on whatever settings I had for photo
Right.
and or video. So it's not like I'm fumbling through anything. And then yeah, just like it just also too, I think the video stuff like helps out with like if the venue doesn't have the best lighting,
Yeah.
like the Mecca. The place is, it's got its charm, but I fucking hate the Mecca. I
Yeah.
would like not to ever have to shoot there again, but you know, it's that's never gonna happen. But yeah, so that's pretty much how that works.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Zach Mingers in the chat, he said National Chicken and Waffles Day.
Shit. So when you started talking about food earlier, I was like, I'm kind of fucking hungry. And yeah, I feel like if nothing else comes from this podcast, I'm gonna be hungry. That's what's gonna happen.
You guys get me in trouble all the time out here with the food
No,
talk.
it's cool. Yo, I'm like the living embodiment of Jack Skellington, so I need to eat.
So
I need
there you
all the
go.
food.
You get some chicken and waffles. That will definitely give you some.
That shit never, yo, I love chicken so much. There's two things in this world three things I will eat.
Right.
Any, you give it to me, I'll eat it. Pizza,
Mhm.
pizzeria pizza also, like Domino's and stuff. That's like, you got to tell me, hey, we're getting Domino's. If you say, hey, let's get pizza,
We're in
I,
New York.
I need like a Luigi's or Alfredo's or something like that, None of that fancy bourgeois shit. Or the Domino's or Papa John's.
Yeah.
Chicken and mashed potatoes. I love mashed potatoes. I don't give a fuck if it's instant mashed potatoes. Oh my God. Put some garlic on that. Mm. Yeah.
You're gonna
Like,
yell at me after the pod. I'm really hungry now.
I'm never coming
Bye.
back, ever.
You fans are crazy. I'm here for it though. There you go. There you go. So we learned. So if you see him at a show, bring him some mashed potatoes
Or cherry Coke.
or cherry coke.
Yeah, please.
There you go. We have a fan tweet from Villain. He said
Oh yeah.
which promotion did he have the best experience working with?
So the cool thing about that is I have yet to have a bad experience. Like I've never walked into a promotion and felt like, fuck, why am I here? I
Right.
mean, outside of like lighting situations, it is what it is. Like I've been treated so well everywhere I go, and I think that's like I don't want to say it's a shock, but like, you step into this world of like big egos and
Hmm.
characters and um, you know, they just like embrace me with open arms. And from the first like the LPW show was like the first show that I was like backstage in the locker room and I'm there and I'm just like these people are gonna be like who the fuck is this guy? I mean, to be honest though, they're all like fucking 10 years younger than me, so like I'm the dinosaur there. But it was just cool to see how like everybody embraced me. So as
Hmm.
far as like best promotion,
Yeah.
everywhere I go, I will say though, you like New Fear City has to be like one of the so it's I'm a big rock fan. I miss going to like Warped Tour and all that.
Hmm.
So that kind of atmosphere. really brings me back to that element.
Right.
And in New Fair City, the no ring shit, you're like right there.
Hmm.
It's chaotic, but it really but ETU has been like one of my favorite places. I feel like they don't get enough like love,
Hmm.
and they were one of the first promotions that like let me do my thing. Thank you to Bougie, by the way. But like, Struggles and Andrew, they like let me just go crazy and be a part of that. And I think that's cool. Um, MLW has been nothing but amazing to me. House of Glory, like shout out to Brian and Red. Um, it's like everywhere I go. I did beat BST for the first time.
Hmm.
I think we had a conversation about
Hmm.
that. And Harry was just nothing but like he was so good to me, and Caesar too, like just everybody, like everywhere I go. Blitzkrieg, Blitzkrieg. Have you ever been to Blitzkrieg?
Oh yeah,
So much fun.
so much fun.
Oh, I think if you want my heart, give me punk, give me metal. So I feel like New Fear City, Circle Six, and like Blitzkrieg, and even GCW, they're
Yeah.
just so like punk metal
Hmm.
that like you ever go to a place and you feel like I belong there? Like
Yeah.
that's what I was,
Hmm.
that's kind of that. But then like I said, everywhere I go, like MLW has been nothing but great
Hmm.
to me. I think my biggest issue though is that like I don't speak enough Spanish
Hmm.
and I'm Puerto Rican, so
I
like I
feel
kind of
that.
fail at life. Yeah.
I
Uh,
feel that too.
I'm working with all these like lucha guys. Hello. I'm working with all these lucha guys and like, it's hard to converse with them because like, we both only, so it's just like
Yeah.
it sucks, and I'm like it makes me feel even more like shit because like I'm Puerto Rican. I was born in a Puerto Rican household.
Yeah.
Blame that on my pops though for not like teaching us. But so but yeah, everywhere I go. So it's really like I think the thing I take away from that is like I haven't been to a place where I feel like I'm not wanted, which is great.
Love that for you. Definitely, definitely love. That's the great thing about the independent scene. Much love to you guys.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Like
yeah.
Like even like I haven't been backstage at AEW yet. I
Hmm.
know enough people there, but like at that show, like everybody was super nice to me. I
Hmm.
met a bunch of their photographer guys and um what was his name? Ryan Loco, met him for the first time and like he knew who I was, which I thought was like pretty cool. Like I he doesn't follow me, which is fine. It's cool.
Hmm.
I'm not throwing shade, I'm not
Oh,
beefing or
no, no,
anything
no.
like that.
Yeah.
But for him to like, because I introduced myself and he's like Darko, and I was like, what? Like that's so cool. So just to get that kind of love and shit like that, that was pretty
Oh,
fire. But yeah, everywhere
that's
it's been
great.
good.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. All right, let's do another fan tweet. Good cop, bad cop. Shout out to you. I know he's at the movies because he tagged me and he was like, "I will watch this podcast after."
Oh,
So,
what is he watching?
where was it? I have to like go dig.
Was it Black Phone?
What were you watching, sir? Tron.
Oh, okay. I saw Tron the other
So
day. It was fine.
there you go. So, all right. So he said, with Danny Darko being an anagram of drink and yo, give us your best alcohol related story involving you or another indie wrestler when you drank and your craziness started.
Okay, so like I got two little stories, not too crazy. So one was when uh Kojima he won the MLW World Title at one of the it was a I think it was Super Fight or something like that. I think it was Super Fight, and what's his name? Yuji Nagata comes out with like
Hmm.
beers to celebrate with him, and he gives me a cup. It's like I'm sitting there like by Meg, the girl that was doing ring bell at the time, or she was like helping, getting the gear and stuff, whatever. I'm sitting down next to her drinking, and like, you probably didn't see it, but like I'm opposite hard cam, so I'm just like sitting there drinking while the show's going on. I thought that was pretty fun. Um, and then this is another MLW show where at the end of one of the New York shows, I somebody I think Justice or Riddle gave me like a bunch of like cores or something like
Hmm.
that. So I see Suzuki from the other side of the locker room, and I'm like, "Hey," I was like, "You want one?" He goes, "Oh, what's this?" And I was like, "I know it's cheap, but it's free." And he drank with me, and I thought that was so cool.
Oh, what a cool
And like
moment.
that was like, yeah, I'm sitting here drinking with the murdered grandpa. It was like insane. Um, but yeah, like nothing too crazy. I don't really get shit faced like that. Like I do, I do partake. But. I had one experience when I was like 21, I think, or something like that, and I drank everything, and I was like throwing up, and then
Yeah,
I
not
was in the
fun.
bathroom like curled up, not yeah, never again. So like I will say though, PBR has a Godzilla like limited edition can or something like
Hmm.
that. So yeah, if you guys are at shows and you have like if they have those at the venue, I will accept that. I don't care if it's mid show. I need me like see back here. This is just a fraction. I like my room is crazy. But th this artist he has his work on cans and I think that's pretty fire. Oh,
That's
you
neat.
probably can't even see it. But yeah, so that I don't really drink that much, but those are like cool little
But that's
stories.
cool, moment. Those are
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Definitely
Also,
cool.
like Matt Riddle threw me a beer. Like at like he came out. I think he did a run in or something like
Right,
that, and he
right.
like was throwing beers out, and he threw one to me. And Nick Richardson got a really good photo of
Hmm.
like it's right there in my hand. I didn't catch it,
Right.
but it looks like I did in the photo. So I was like, yeah. Also too, in I did a Circle Six show in Cali
Hmm.
last year, and I I had so much beer spilled on me. I had beer, blood on me from the wrestlers probably, and I didn't get to shower because I didn't have time. The flight was like super early, so I was so paranoid. Like I'm like, dude, I'm gonna go to TSA through TSA, and they're gonna be like, what the f is this guy on?
He's on a bender.
Thankfully, yeah, thankfully nothing came of it. But I was just like, I was assuming that I just re, but I was good. It was good.
That's great. It's not great, but it's a great story.
Yeah.
So it was funny because shout out to Andrew. He said he's going to talk about his squirrel friend for an hour, and then Good Cop Bad Cop jumped in and says, "Please ask if we can get the squirrel on camera. Pets on the pods is always
I mean,
welcome."
I would love to get the squirrels. This is not the squirrels that I have my window, but
Hmm.
there's a park by me. I used to go and like feed them. But yeah, so I'm not gonna go too deep into this because this could be like a whole like thing. But it's like last February. Was it last February or this February? This February. I heard like a noise outside my window, and I thought maybe it was like a bird or something.
Hmm.
And mind you, I've lived in this apartment for like almost 10 years or something like
Hmm.
that. Actually, over 10 years. So I look out the window and I see a squirrel running. I was like, what? So I started bringing them peanuts and I would put it out on the AC. And then my brother got me like one of these little little picnic tables with the
Right.
umbrella for
Hmm.
them. So like I put the peanuts out there and the first one that used to come, I don't know if she still comes. It's kind of confusing now, but her name, I called her Turbo because she used to like first I didn't know if she was a boy or a girl. So then I figured it out. But like she would like jump all over the screen. So, she was so crazy, so I called her Turbo and like she let me feed her and it was pretty cool. I never got to like pet her. She didn't get that close, but like I was able to feed her and stuff and she would like there was one time I was in the bathroom and like I left the window was open but the screen was down, but there's like a little space between like the
Hmm.
screen and the AC. So I guess there was no food out there, so she came in. I hear like something fall. I thought it was like maybe the recycle.
Hmm.
So when I'm done, I come out and I see her on the radiator, just like she knocked over the can of peanuts and just like eating them. And I thought that was so cute. And then like more started coming. There was like a black squirrel, which is like super rare over
Hmm.
here. So I call him Yami. It's like darkness in Japanese. Yeah, he's like my shiny Pokemon. And there's a couple other ones. There's a lot that have been coming
Hmm.
recently. There's one, I call him Tails because he has like I guess it might have got like cut off at birth or something happened, but he has like half a tail.
Aw.
So I call him Tails, and he would come, and he stopped coming. So I'm like, I hope he's okay, and then he started coming back. So
Aw.
yeah,
Look
but
at
they're
that.
cute. They're like the ones that are there now. So Yami stopped coming for a while. That's the black squirrel. I don't know if that's him that comes back. That came back. Sorry.
Hmm.
There's another black squirrel. I'm
Hmm.
assuming it's him because there's not many of them here.
Hmm.
The only thing that makes me like kind of question is he's a lot more skittish than he used to be. So either that's a different squirrel or maybe something happened where like, he had a bad experience with a
Yeah.
human. But either way, they're adorable. So I leave them walnuts and shit.
Look at
They
that.
my homies. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. So, all right. So, we're going with this one. Give some names that you think people should be paying attention to.
CPA. Um, Janai Kai. Um, I mean, I feel like Mason's getting a lot of love, but
Yeah.
Charles Mason's another one. I really got a soft spot for my homies in Death Rock City.
Hmm.
They used to wrestle at LPW. I know they kind of like branched off to,
Hmm.
expand, which is cool. I think Diamond and Darren, like Darren's been getting a lot of like, spotlight at House of Glory, which I think is
Right.
pretty cool. I think Diamond, seeing her like on different indies is pretty fire. Bougie, hands down. I think Bougie needs to be booked everywhere. I don't understand how he's not booked more places. I don't know if that's a him thing or just whatever, but
Hmm.
Joseph Alexander, I know you had him on A
Hmm.
Game. Love that dude.
A lot of
I
these names you're like throwing, like they've been on this podcast. Mason's been on this podcast. Bougie's been on this podcast. Like we've had a lot.
Yeah,
There's been a lot of
these
people.
these these peep there, they're so good. I mean, Amity
Hmm.
Levy.
Hmm.
I It's funny because I've only got to shoot her like twice, and she was at LPW last
Hmm.
week, and I wasn't there. I was pissed off. I was like, fuck. Um, because to get like certain people in like the House of Glory lighting,
Right.
like so the last House of Glory show, Bear Brunson and Zeta were there, and I've been shooting Zeta for fucking forever.
Yeah.
And I mean, thankfully, I got to shoot her like MLW, so she got some good photos.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I shoot Bear at like, I mean, the showboat's not bad,
Yeah.
but just to get them in like House of Glory lighting,
Yeah.
like I was mad that I wasn't there for that. But yeah, like I'm happy Zeta's getting
Yeah.
pushed. Seeing Bear, I think Nomi, Gabby Forza,
Love Noe.
I had a conversation with her about this the other day, and I was just like, yo, she needs to be booked like everywhere. Like, I mean, not only is she a nice person, but she's also like an anomaly. Like, I
Yeah.
think like Janai Kai is another one where like I brought up before, where like she's so unique. And I think with the women wrestlers, it's a lot harder. Just
Yeah.
because there's not a lot of them.
Right.
Especially like somebody had brought up this good point. Like if they're good, they're
Right.
probably signed already. Like, and I'm not saying anybody's bad. I'm just saying if you're like, that like people are looking at you, then you're probably already signed. So that's
Right.
but I think Janai, she's such a like a beast. And um yeah, I think there's like a long list, but I think those are like some people that just come to mind like right off the bat.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, look at that. Junie Underwood's in the chat. He goes, Danny is the GOAT.
Junie and Ricky, they're other two, like they're both like singles, they're great.
Yeah.
As a tag team, it's so ironic that like they just came together and they look like they're fucking twin brothers, and
Yeah.
it just works, and they've been nothing but sweet to me
Yeah.
too. Also, Journey
Yes.
Burke, she's a
Mm-hmm.
beast. And I'm not just saying this because but she's a beast. I feel like she deserves a lot more love than what she gets. It's there's a lot of people, man. I mean, it's
What?
also when you become friends with them too, it's just like you
Yep.
have a soft spot for them. But to be honest, like the people that I've mentioned, like they are good.
Yeah.
Like go back to CPA. Like we were doing these little projects where we would just be in a car and I would just film him. And it was almost like he says it's almost like a therapy session, but it was like essentially to put out these like sort of vlogs that are like very candid.
Mm-hmm.
And just listening to him talk, man, it's such a like he's such a great person and he has like so many cool ideas and
Yeah.
he
He really
seems
is.
like he's down about stuff, but he's very passionate about this, and you could see that. And he's a guy that like whenever you see him out there, he gets like love.
Oh
You
my
know what I'm
God.
saying?
It's great.
He gets so much love, and I just feel like what you call it, like he just needs to be somewhere, and
Right.
like be everywhere.
Yes. Definitely. Love that. So who else do we got here? I see people in the chat. Hold on a second. So Gavin's in the chat. What's up, Gavin? Dave's in the chat. He said Janai Kai is amazing. I totally agree. Uh so let's see what else. Yeah, I got you guys.
Also, uh, Tristan Kwan.
Well, he liked and shared the post, so much love to him too, or
No,
the split
he's nasty,
personality.
dude. Yeah, he's Tristan is so nasty, man. Like, just his look. I'm so fortunate that I get to work with him at like
Yeah.
MLW because again, they have like good lighting in comparison to like some other places like the Mecca and stuff. And I've got some fucking fire photos of him. The one thing though I haven't got yet is like the shot of him missing somebody.
Yeah.
I cannot seem to get it. Like it's gotta happen, but it's one of those things. Like, but that's my homie.
There you
Yeah.
go. There you go. All right, so I have two final questions for you. If you guys have anything else, please feel free, drop it into the chat. So, what, like we're getting to like the end of the year and everything like that. So I feel like that I should be pushing into 2026, but all right, how about this? How about within the next couple of months with some goals that you would like to achieve?
So my the ultimate goal for me is to get a job with New Japan and or AEW. The AEW thing goes back to it's not a tribalism thing. I think if WWE asked me to work with them, 100% I would do it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I probably wouldn't have as much freedom
Mm-hmm.
because they're a
Right.
publicly traded company. Also, kind of don't want to go to that place, if you know what I'm talking
Mm-hmm.
about. All the way on the other side of the country. I mean, the world. But yeah, so AEW, I just feel like them, New Japan. I mean, like I watch Wrestle Kingdom or whatever New Japan event, and like you see like they have like a sea of photographers, and I'm like I could be there one day, and like so that's pretty much my dream. I mean, like I got to shoot a couple of the Philly shows that they did. I'm keeping my eyes peeled for if they do a another Philly residency or a possible New York residency.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely like all in there. I was thinking about putting in a request for full gear.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing about that is like we had this thing here where like we'll get the pay-per-view, we'll get pizza, we'll just chill at the crib. So, it's one of those things like I mean, obviously it's like big picture,
Yeah.
like but, I know that's not the first and last opportunity, so but that would be like my all-time goal. I mean, I feel like the AEW is right there. Um it's just a matter of like, continuing to put myself out there, I guess like be as cool and humble as I possibly can, which is not hard, you just don't be a dickhead.
Right.
I think that's like kind of the recipe for greatness and all of this, just like don't be a dickhead and love what you do. But I think like New Japan, because I've always wanted to go to Japan. That's like a big, big. I mean, Godzilla is
Yeah.
like my my dude. The way they treat Pokemon out there is insane, and I love it. And then like Disneyland, they had this whole thing for Donald Duck because it was like his 100th year anniversary or something
Right.
like that, or some shit. And but it was like all how like over here we put Mickey at the forefront. In
Uh-huh.
Japan, it's like nah, we love Donald,
Right,
like,
right, right.
and I love Donald Duck. But yeah, Japan is like just that's like my dream. I also kind of like it's funny because like I want to go there so much. I just don't know how I could financially make it out of there alive
Right.
because you send me to any kind of store where they sell vinyls, like the vinyl statues or whatever of
Yeah.
Godzilla or like the camera stores and all their thrift stores. Like I'd be fucked.
Right, right, right.
You'll catch me with like a whole like three suitcases of Pokemon cards and shit. But yes, I would think that's my ultimate goal. As far as like rounding out this year, I mean it's almost over. I had more shows planned for this year, but I kind of just like decided to chill out, and then that thing
Yeah.
happened, and just kind of like sort of derailed everything. Like I could go out and do these things, but I feel like I should be here. Like
Mm-hmm. I
feel bad because I'm doing a show this weekend. But it's one of those things that's paying the bills. So
Yeah.
like, but
Gotcha.
um, yeah, like it's just I just want to end the year with something like if AEW comes back to like Hammerstein or something like that, that'd be pretty sick.
Yeah.
So
You never know.
that'd be like yeah, that'll be there's rumors I saw online. So we'll
Mm,
see if
we'll
that's true.
see.
But
This is
yeah.
coolness. So I like to end my podcast with something that's very dear to my heart: wrestling with positivity. Since we live in the world of negativity in the world of
Yeah,
wrestling,
seriously.
so I like to focus on the positive. So, is there anything that you can share, whether maybe a wrestler's done for you, you've done for a wrestler, maybe a fan's done for you, maybe you've done something for a fan, but something that we wouldn't know unless you shared the story?
That's tough. I mean, like again, like everybody's been nothing but like super, super nice to me from the wrestlers to the promoters to other photographers to video people. Like shout out to the guys at like GoPro who like from the second I started working with them, they were always super cool to me. I think it's kind of crazy when you hear like people that do video because they are the show, right?
Yeah, yeah.
When they're like, "Oh, I don't want to get in your way." Like, "What? You guys are the show. I'm just like a secondary, if that piece of
Right.
this, so like I mean, that's always cool. I do want to shout out a lot of people have been sharing the post of the situation that's been going on and they don't have to.
Right.
Um like I've even reached out to people asking them not that it would really amount to anything, but just putting that out there and for them to do that,
Hmm.
I think that probably right now at this moment is probably the most important thing. So I think like them doing that like really means a lot to me.
Hmm.
But overall, I mean, I think like from my experience, I've had nothing but like positive things happen. Also I think for me, I don't really try to like like you said, there's so much negative shit going
Yeah.
on in the world right now. Like it's so easy to not be a dickhead and not be a bad person and just try to like have fun and live life and you know considering like again what's going on right now, like just trying your best to keep a positive mindset and like it's so I think that's it's just like an amalgamation of just like everybody treating me well and I think um for those people who may feel like I don't know like it's impossible to get treated that way,
Hmm.
I don't really think it is, just try to look at everything like glass half full.
Right.
um you know like you lose something or something got stolen or you broke something or whatever or you broke or whatever you glass half full could always be worse
Yeah.
so I guess if I had to give anything positive I think it'd be that but just shout out to everybody for constantly being nice to me constantly being like appreciative of what I do and you know reminding me that like what I do and other photographers do and even what you're doing is like super important like you don't have to do this
I
you
love
could
doing
just
all this with you
yeah
guys. I have fun.
and and that's the thing and like whether you realize it or not you doing this is putting something out there and like I always tell like any kind of artist and we're all artists so
Mhm.
whatever whether you're a crafter wrestler musician you draw just put it out there so you doing this it's like it may not seem like a big deal but like you never like you just told me earlier people got booked
Yeah.
from being on your thing so
Hmm.
I mean just yeah just be cool have fun that's really it.
That's all you can do, really. So, I mean,
Yeah.
Harry's in the chat. What's up, Harry? We were talking about you
Oh, is
earlier.
this the Harry?
Be
Oh, my
Harry.
dude. Speaking of positive like people, thank you, man. Thank you for everything that you've done for me.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Yeah. And I do want to get back to BST. Trust me, 100%.
Yeah. Come,
Like I
come
had
join us.
fun. I love the vibes. I had fun. We'll definitely work at making it a thing.
I love that. I love that. So, with that being said, what do you have coming up? So, if people want to like come, see you do your thing, and bring you,
Hey,
some
well,
soda, some cherry soda.
first things first. If you're coming to a wrestling show to see me do my thing, don't do that. No, but
Why not? Come
um,
on, nah, support it all.
no. I mean, definitely come through for the show. Just like but no. So I will be at so like local wise, I know the weekend of November 15th, 16th, 14th, 15th, 16th or something like that. There's Respect the Craft on Friday. I had this really like Saturday. I'm going to the convention in Long Island or whatever. And after that, there was supposed to do Fight Factory, but then House of Glory announced their show, and then VST has their show. So
No.
it's like, what I do? So I think with that, I'm staying just for like because it's just the easiest thing for me to do. Because I'm gonna be out there already, is
Yeah.
do the House of Glory show. Also too, like with the names they're dropping, I mean, I'd be dumb to, no offense to anybody else, but I'd be dumb to pass on like shooting some of these people. Um, and then the day after that, I think I'm free. But yeah, so it'd be so Respect the Craft. You can see me local wise, House of Glory show. Um, I might. I'm not 100%. I might be at New Fair City on the 31st, but that is my anniversary, so I don't know. Um, if you're in South Carolina, MLW will be at South Carolina on November 5th, November 20th.
Mhm.
That's a Thursday. We're doing what's the show? Something de los Muertas. I think it's Luchas de los Muertas or something like that. But dude, that lineup is crazy. We've got Shotzi, Priscilla Kelly, Killer Cross is gonna be there. They just teased something, and I'm almost 100% sure it's Gallows and Anderson.
Mhm.
Um, I don't have any insider knowledge or anything
Mhm.
like that. I'm just like,
Going off
from
of
the
what
from
your
the
fan side, just
yeah,
sort of
from the
seeing it.
trailer. So
Yeah.
that's gonna be pretty cool. They just announced what's his name? Arn Anderson's gonna be there, which is
Mhm.
pretty crazy because I get to work with his son on a regular, so now I get to
Right.
meet dad. So yeah, so November 14th, 15th, Jersey, Long Island, again, respect the craft, the Mecca.
Mhm.
That's gonna be a banger show. I missed the last one, which was really sad, but I'll be there for this one. Um, House of Glory on the 15th, and yeah, it's kind of slow, to be honest. I
So
mean,
this is why we're doing the podcast, so that maybe you get more booking.
hey, yeah, if you guys want to book me, man, I do have my prices, but I understand independent wrestling. It's not, so pay the talent, get those butts in
Mhm.
seats, and we'll work at something, and I will try to do my best to make that show look badass, or
Look at
more badass than it is,
There you go. Look at some of these
Yeah.
photos. Come on, book him. Like, make it happen. Like,
Yeah, I
gorgeous.
do I do get amazed that sometimes looking at my shit. Like I'll go through this phase where I'm like, oh, I hate my stuff, but then I'll see one photo and I'm like, cool.
Harry said, "We love you, Danny. Doors are open for you."
Hell
So
yeah, brother.
there you go. I know I'm missing like messages because like they're not all popping up because the program's being stupid today. So, but
Yes, you.
I don't know what it is. But tell everybody where they could follow you if they're not following you, so they can get in touch with you if they want to book you, all that good stuff.
You can follow me. All my handles are I am Danny Darko. I am Danny Darko. Twitter, Instagram. I am on TikTok. I don't really post much stuff there. Sometimes I'll post my wrestling stuff. I used to do unboxings and shit. I'm on YouTube, Successfully Failing TV. That's where like I post a lot of my vlogs on, and I guess yeah, any other whatever social media is out there, I am Danny Darko. So I don't know. There's so many these days. It's kind of crazy right now. But yeah, don't be afraid to hit me up, and like if you want to book me. I know I said I have my prices, but listen, like I understand. Like I personally love this shit, so if you treat me good, we could work.
There you go. All those links are in the description below for you guys. Make it easy. I got you.
Thank you.
So, but yeah. So, anything else you want to tell the fans that we didn't get a chance to discuss?
No, I just want to say thank you for all the love. Like you've shown me love and everybody else. Like it's kind of surreal when I go to a show and I'm ringside and or I'm walking around and people like, oh my God, and they're like, hey, what's up, man? Like, just showing me love. And then like anytime I'm at a show and I get like mentions on Instagram, like somebody's taking a picture of me taking a picture, and I'm like, that's it's so surreal, but I think it's like one of the coolest things ever because like I don't really do this for to put myself out there. I wear a fucking mask, like I'm like the luchador of the photographer world. Um, but it's just cool to be. It's not even about attention; it's the recognition
Yeah.
and the appreciation and the acceptance in this world where like again like I don't do this for likes, I'm not chasing trends or whatever. Like I do this because I love it, and most of the time I'm not making as much money as people think I am. Yeah, I'm all over the place, but there's kind of like, there's a whole story within itself. But I genuinely love this, and I do understand that like as an artist, you love what you do, it'll come to you, as far as like the money and all that stuff. And like the people I know, the numbers I have in my phone, like that kind of amounts to more than just having like, a couple extra bucks in my pocket, long term shit,
Right.
But no, I just want to say thank you, like for just even you wanting me on the show. Like I think that's pretty cool because to me, I'm just a dude.
But we're
Um,
we're all we're all thing, we're all part of wrestling, right? So, never
No, it's
know.
cool. And like, yeah, just like again, like you doing this, it's pretty cool because like you may not realize it, but like you're shit's out there and you're making people look cool and good and just showing that love and it's a good thing to do. And I appreciate that.
Thank you. No, I appreciate you as always. You know that. So,
Yes, yes.
well, guys, make sure you give him a follow, give him some love, bring him some cherry cola,
Yeah, please,
and
like
some mashed
don't do the
potatoes.
food thing because I feel like the food thing I will probably either forget about it or something like that. So I don't want you to waste your food. But the Coke, yeah. I mean, that's yeah. I probably shouldn't be drinking that much Coke, but fuck it, whatever. You only live once. I mean, the amount of shit, I'm 39 years old. The amount of shit I consumed in my life, like I'm already in too deep. Fuck it.
There you go. There you go. So, but thank you for coming on here. I appreciate it very much. So
No
it was
problem.
definitely a good time. So, guys, I will be at BST this Sunday. So I guess I'll be doing a live video or maybe I'll do an edit video. So make sure you're subscribed to Queen of the Indies Corner. I'm in the works for my next interview for the date. So I'm not going to announce the next guest on this podcast, but make sure you're following me. So with that being said, you guys know the drill. Stay safe, support independent wrestling, and I'll talk to you guys soon. You guys have a good night.
Feeling miserable.